and Day-Day Thomas.
Yeah, listen, we're disappointed. We thought we had our chances tonight, and there was some things I was proud of with the way our guys played. The defensive glass for us in the second half was a differentiator. That's very obvious, but sometimes, that it's not so simple. Why you win and lose a game, there's a lot of complexities to it. I'm not saying that's the only reason, but this is a simpler one tonight. I mean, that was a massive difference in the game. We got them to miss. It felt like in the beginning of the game we couldn't get them to miss, and I thought we forced some misses and had some good defensive possessions but couldn't clean the glass, and give them credit for getting to the offensive board. But that said, this is the Big 12. This is a very difficult place to play. I think they've lost once here in 2 years, and we got to regroup and get ready for the next one.
How difficult is it to replicate what they do? I know everybody tries, but it's a very different defense.
Yeah, they have a unique style of defense, and it's not something you're going to be able to replicate in practice. But I thought our guys did a nice job of, executing some of the game plan stuff that we talked about going into the game. Certainly much different than the time that we played them last year, where we were stunned a little bit. I'm not saying, they're a great defensive team, but I thought our guys handled it much better, had a better understanding of what it was from the experience last year, and then, going into the scout.
The rebounding disparity, is it just, in addition to being huge, they're broad?
I'm sorry?
The rebounding disparity, is it just the fact that
The width of them, that's what you're saying?
Right.
No, I didn't think there was that big of a disparity at halftime after 20 minutes. So, listen, they're a great offensive rebounding team, and they have like a lot of size and strength in the front court, especially, with Milan back, like the 3, 4, 5, they're pretty big now. And like you said, they're wide and strong. But I think as we go back and watch the tape, there's always going to be some plays where maybe they get you with size or get you with positioning. But I think we're going to look at some of those possessions on tape and see, like an inability to clear out the weak side and go body to body and miss some defensive rebounding principles. So I think we're going to be frustrated with our technique, and that's not to take anything away. Obviously, Iowa State's terrific on the board and a terrific team, but I wasn't pleased from where I was sitting with just some of our awareness to go clear out weak side. Should we work on that every day in practice?
Wes, what did you guys do to turn them over 18 times?
Early in the game, we were pretty passive defensively. I thought it took us a minute to kind of settle in. Maybe took us 8 or 9 minutes till I thought that our defense looked active. And we worked on that the last 2 days, trying to get it back to being active. We weren't active against Utah either. And then I thought we started making some plays on the ball, getting some deflections, rotating. 5 guys were kind of more engaged. And, it was good. It was good to see some of that happen. And we have a good defensive team, too. We just got to be a little more consistent in how we're applying it.
Sticking with the turnovers, to turn them over 18 times but get outscored 20-13 in points off turnovers, what's your reaction to that kind of statistic, I guess, today?
Yeah, we talked about it at halftime. I don't think we were running, like we weren't capitalizing on some of our loose balls. Like we weren't getting out and putting pressure. We talked about that in every timeout and halftime. But, you still got the ball back, so you had a chance in the half court. And then they do a good job. Like, they're playing so much faster this year than a year ago. They do a good job of converting turnovers. Like, Gilbert puts so much pressure on you in the open court. Like, we talked about it on tape. With the team, sometimes there's 3 guys in front of him, and he kind of still finds a way to the rim. Very few guys can do that in college basketball. So that was an emphasis, and obviously not as good of a job tonight of being able to get back when we did turn the ball over.
You guys have not fouled a ton, but today you had 2 guys foul out. The difference as you saw it.
Yeah, listen, I thought that really affected the game. The Jizzle and Dylan's foul trouble really affected our ability to navigate the game the way we wanted from a lineup and substitution standpoint. I was a little frustrated. They're such a physical team defensively and on the ball. And, I thought maybe early if they were going to call it tight, that might favor us, right? Because they're going to come reaching after the ball. They come after the basketball as good as anybody in college basketball. But it put us in foul trouble tonight. And I thought that was difficult to manage, but I thought our guys did a good job fighting through it. When Dylan got his 5th, that was tough for our rotations.
Aziz only 3 rebounds. How unusual is that?
That's not usual, but I thought his effort to the board was pretty good. There's a couple plays he's keeping it alive and he's making an effort to get to it. So I'll go look at the tape, but I doubt that we're going to be frustrated with his effort to rebound. Some of the things that I saw watching it live on the defensive board, it wasn't his missed assignments. It was other guys clearing the weak side out.
Day-Day, what do you take from this? The crowd got pretty loud in the second half.
I mean, we just got to go back and look at film and see what we need to do better. I mean, we got out rebounded, so that's something we need to focus on in practice.
Are those the best guards you've played against so far?
I mean, every guard in Big 12 pretty good, so.
Thank you.